Hi Leos, it's Nick and Nella. I hope you guys are doing good. It's for all my Leos, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, men, and women. We're now covering December 6th till December 12th. And this week, guys, it's a little bit funky. I feel like the energies are a little bit bipolar. It feels like this push and pull, tug of war, really in our heads, overthinking, or just so much confusion. So this is probably not the week to make any big, major, life-changing decisions, okay? If possible. On Monday the 6th, we have Mars sextile Pluto, so this is bringing a lot of extreme, intense energies, which can work really well for us if you need to get a lot of things done, or you're working out, or you're doing a lot of stuff. It can work to your advantage. You just want to make sure you're being careful and you're not going too far, doing anything too extreme, because you may injure yourself. So use it for your advantage. Just be careful you don't go too far with anything. Could also be probably a day when there's a lot of people getting down and dirty, if you know what I mean. You're just in the mood. All right, and then on the second day, on the 7th, we have Mercury squaring Neptune. So we're gonna be feeling kind of confused, conflicted in our mind, like, I don't know what's real. Like, is this real or fake? Or like, I don't know, I'm not sure what to believe. So kind of confusing energies. And then on the 11th, we have Mercury sextile Jupiter, which can be good if our mind is on the right things. If we're focused, if we're positive, but if our mind is like all upside down and we don't have our mind right, this is not good, because we don't want that to grow. We don't want that to expand. So just catch yourself and don't be too hard on yourself this week. If you find yourself just kind of like feeling off, or just like one of those days, or people are hard to understand, or you just don't understand yourself, just kind of take it easy on yourself. Be like, hey, I'm gonna leave it, set it, and I'll come back to it when I'm like, my mind's a little more sharp, because I feel like we're not gonna be as sharp this week. Varies, obviously. And then at the end of the week, on the 12th, we have the Sun squaring Neptune. So again, it's like us and our actions and who we are is kind of like fighting or resisting or feeling some tension with our dreams or imaginations and our kind of like desires. So just take it easy this week. Don't go too hard. And if you feel kind of off or funky, just know that it's probably the energies. It's not you. It'll pass, okay? And of course, it may not affect everybody, but it's just like little things to just keep in mind or be aware of. All right, so we're gonna be covering a little bit of health, work, and love. I'll have a link to the extended reading below in the description box if you're interested afterwards, okay? All right, so Leos, when it comes to your health, we have Akashic records. So I forget who else got this. I think it was Scorpios, but it feels like, excuse me, I just ate, so I felt like I had to eat really fast because I went to pick up food and there was like so much traffic. There was an accident. They like messed up my order. I was like, oh my gosh. And I'm like crunching for time because I don't want the sun to go down on me. Anyways, personal problems. So Scorpio also got this, so I feel like you may be returning to something you used to do. Maybe you're eating something you haven't eaten for a long time, or you're cooking up a traditional meal from your family, or a recipe your grandmother or grandfather made, or you're taking, vitamins or supplements, something that you used to do, then you kind of stopped, but now you're coming back to it. Or maybe you're getting kind of like a flare up of something, or something that used to bother you is kind of bothering you again. And you're like, oh man, why is this happening again? So something from the past is coming back up, or maybe you are doing something that you used to do before, and you're bringing that back into your life. Maybe reformulating it or doing it in a better way than how you did it initially. And I feel like you could be doing some kind of family tradition, or like a recipe, or something that was passed on and now you're kind of doing it yourself. All right, and then when it comes to your work, school, career, and finances, we have the Two of Crystals. So I feel like there's a lot of multitasking, or you're going to be kind of like pulled in two different directions. You're like, oh man, I don't know. I'm weighing up my options, my pros and cons. Which one do I go for? Like, I got two projects, and I'm trying to divide my time evenly between the two, or I have work and school and I have this and that. It's like, what do I do? What do I choose? So you could be feeling like all over the place, or like you have to split your time, split your energy in like two different directions. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm trying to find a balance. What do I do? So it may kind of feel like you're all over the place possibly, or you're stuck between two different decisions, or which way to go. Okay. And you're trying to be practical and logical about it, but it's still a little confusing or difficult. Okay, but you can handle it. And when it comes to your love, relationships, and dating. On your side here, we have the Three of Wands in reverse, the Nine of Swords in reverse, and the Queen of Crystals. All right. And then on this other side, for this other person, this can be the past, present, or future situation, or all three, all the above. We have the Ace of Swords, Ten of Cups, and the Eight of Cups. All right. So as far as who you could be dealing with, it could be an air sign, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. But of course, it doesn't have to be. It could be any sign, like I always say to you guys. It could just be the energy this person is embodying or playing out at this time. So it feels like you're kind of throwing up your hands and like, you know what? If it's meant to be, it'll be. I'm leaving it to God. I'm leaving it to the universe. Jesus, take the wheel. I just feel like you're like, I'm just gonna like let go of expectations, and if it's meant to happen, it will happen. I don't want to get my hopes up. I don't want to get so excited to only be disappointed, because I feel like there is an energy here, or someone who's coming into your life, or maybe someone you're already with or talking to, and they're talking a good game, or things are going good, but I think you start to get nervous when things are going good, or when they're like almost too perfect. You're like, oh my gosh, this makes me nervous, something's about to happen, or you're almost like, you feel like something bad has to happen because it's just been good, or it's like too good to be true energy. But it just feels like you're leaving it to the universe, and you're not doing too much, or you're not trying so hard. You just want things, you want things to happen naturally and organically and just manifest the way it's supposed to, because you're like, when I try too hard, or when I put so much energy into it, it never works out. So I just want to let it be, and I don't want to think too much about it. I don't want to become obsessed. I just want things to happen in divine timing. Please, universe, angels, help me. So there is a conversation here, a new conversation, or someone may strike a new conversation with you, maybe ask you something or ask you out. Someone wants to talk to you, or maybe needs to ask you something, or just wants to have a conversation with you. You know, it doesn't have to be anything too deep. You go along with it. You're like, okay, you're talking to this person. Maybe you met on social media or on the internet, and you know, you're just talking, get to know each other. Not really making any big plans yet, but just having conversations, getting to know each other, I guess. And this person seems to like say all the right things, and they seem to want a relationship, or it seems like they're interested in you and want something more. They seem to be really loving, really sweet, have a lot to offer. You know, I feel like they are someone who has a lot of love to give. And you don't doubt that, but you're just kind of being careful because you don't want to get hurt again, right? And you're like, okay, yeah, that's nice, that's cool. I'll see it when I believe it. Like, I believe you. I just, you know, I don't want to like give my whole heart to you just yet. And you're just letting go, because the way you used to handle things, or the way you used to become maybe obsessive, was really destructive to you, or it was not really good. It made it really hard for you to let go in the past. And you yourself can probably admit and know how long it took, or how hard it was for you to get over certain things. So you're just like, you know what, I'm just gonna pump my brakes, make sure I'm not going 100 miles per hour constantly, and just coasting, you know, going a little 20, 25, 30, you know, whatever floats your boat. And you're just kind of like, cool, that's nice, I like you, I just don't want to fall in love right now, but if it's meant to be, I know it will be. And I feel like this person is, it's like they want a lot, but maybe right now they're still struggling with certain things, or still needing to let go of past behaviors, maybe that maybe were, you know, sabotaged certain relationships in their life. But I just feel like you're in a good place where you're thinking more practically and logically, and you're not getting lost in your feelings or your emotions and your desires like maybe you did in the past, right? Because like when you're young, or when you're younger, you tend to get so excited and lost in desires and stuff like that. But I feel like now you're more focused, and you look at someone's actions more than their words. Whereas before, maybe you would get lost in their words and justify their actions for what they were saying. And I feel like this person is learning to look at things a little more practically as well. And I feel like they're not going to want to smother you too much, and they're going to want to respect your time, respect your space, and be like, oh, okay, you know what, like, that's fine, like, that's good, we can go slow, we don't have to go so fast, and you know, I want to make sure that we're doing things the right way, and not getting letting things get out of control. So I feel like you're having higher standards, setting more boundaries, and not letting your excitement get the best of you, which is really hard, right? It's hard to control yourself like that, but you're doing a better job of it right now. I'm not saying everything's perfect and you're just like super controlled, but you're doing a better job at just like looking things from a more like pragmatic view and not just like emotions, right? Or excitement. And it's almost like teaching this person how to love you, or teaching them what it is that you need and what you want and expect in a connection or in a relationship. It's like you want them to earn it. You want them to earn your love, to earn your trust. Not like you're making it super hard, like, oh, playing hard to get, but it's like you don't want it to be so easy, because when things are free, people don't appreciate it, right? Like they don't appreciate it as much as like when you have to work really hard for something, you earned it, you appreciate it a lot more. So I feel like it's that kind of energy where you just want them to earn it. You want them to prove themselves to you. And that is going to, make you feel more comfortable and give you more of a green light to open up a little bit more and be more accessible to them. All right. So they may kind of take it as like, ooh, is Leo rejecting me? Like, do they not like me? But I think over time, they're going to understand why you are the way you are. Okay. All right. So we're going to continue on and extend it to get more information, to see where their energy is at, what are they thinking, what are they feeling when it comes to you, what they don't want you to know, maybe you should know, and what their next action move will be towards you, and then also your advice, all right? So we'll continue on and extend it. Link will be below. I'll see you guys there. If not, I'll see you for our next reading. Take care and wish you guys all the best. Bye.